used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow this feeling. It seems my dream won't go away. So it's more like...
Hello, welcome, I'm Devil Sniper and this is episode number 17 of our career mode with Frankfurt. So, the question on my mind, is the season going to come down to what we do? You know, don't get me wrong, we've got to continue to win, continue to score goals, continue to gain 3 points. But ultimately, is it going to come down to what we do? Is our destiny in someone else's hands? And that worries me. That really does worry me, but we will find out. There's not long left in the season, as you can see. The table's not looking too bad. We have 4 games remaining. We're a few points off Mönchengladbach, Stuttgart, Leverkusen, a little bit further back from Wolfsburg, who I don't think are reachable. I'm sure 4th position is quite a heady height. We'll just have to see. You never know in football. Football is a funny old game. Things can literally turn in a minute. A whole season can be defined in 1 second in football, so it'll be interesting to see how we go. I do feel that was a foul on, I think it was Annunaki, but unfortunately the referee didn't agree with me, and we didn't get the penalty. But I've got to say though, don't know about you guys, but 1, I'm loving being back on YouTube. 2, I'm loving recording this career mode and uploading this content for you. I'm really enjoying the Frankfurt career mode. Perhaps it's not one of the most popular sides that people would have expected to be done. People would have thought the Schalkes, the Dortmunds, perhaps the Wolfsburgs, the Munichs, etc. I'm not really a fan of doing those sort of career modes. I really do like doing teams like Eintracht Frankfurt, who I feel have a great amount of potential and just such fun, and finding hidden gems like Raul Jimenez. Perhaps he's not a hidden gem to a lot of people, but to me he was a bit of a hidden gem. I've used him on Ultimate Team, but I never thought about him in career mode, and he's a revelation. As you can see, all season he's been absolutely ridiculously overpowered. And on top of that, it's just great fun, I like to take risks with career mode. My Bahia career mode was great fun. But anyway, let's not worry about that. Jimenez picking up that ball in the 48th minute, bombing forward. He has Hakan to his left, and he slots the ball across, and Hakan gives us a deserved lead in the 48th minute. This game was really, really tough. Hanover came out with a game plan, as most of the sides do in this Bundesliga. There's no easy game. Each team comes out with a solid game plan. Some trying to hit you on a counter-attack, some just go for you 100%, and some just literally park thy sausage and make it really, really difficult to break down. Inui with a fantastic cross, looking for Jimenez at the back post. Unfortunately, Jimenez just drifted too far back, couldn't get the header. That was a great shame, but Annunaki on that right-hand side, nice little trick to get past the fullback, swings to crossing, looking for Jimenez, and unfortunately it was great defending by Hanover to stop us on that occasion. But a beautiful ball over the top into Annunaki. I wouldn't say it was over the top, it was a floated pass into Annunaki, and unfortunately Annunaki doesn't capitalise on what was an absolutely outrageous pass. It was such a beautiful, sublime pass, and unfortunately he didn't capitalise on it. But on the plus side, on the positives, the full-time whistle goes. Frankfurt have come away with the 3 points. A 1-0 victory over Hanover 96 thanks to Hakan, and a beautiful assist from our boy Jimenez, who has been a revelation this season. And my biggest fear going into these remaining games, especially knowing we have a German Cup final, we are in the final of the Deutschland Polka, is trying to keep the boys fit. So I'm going to have to take risks, like resting Jimenez for this game against Hoffenheim. I cannot afford for any of my top boys to get injured. The likes of, Trappi, Jung, Obzipka, Bamber Anderson, Zambrano, Flum, Inui, Elanusi, Sherlock, Schwegs, Hakan, Sonny, Jimenez, Kladak. 90% of the team was named there. That's how important and how big each player is to this club. They're fantastic. There's not a weak link. Yes, perhaps I've been a little bit critical of Kladlak, but I've kept faith with the lad. He hasn't scored the goals, but I've got belief in him. I have absolute belief, and that's a beautiful cross by, I believe that was Inui, into Klads. Klads, unfortunately, just didn't read the situation very well, and unfortunately, he just didn't get the ball. But a nice play there. Beautiful spread ball into Flum. Flum into Sherrock. Sherrock looks to spread the ball again, and what can we say about that? With all that time, all that space, and he can't pick out a pass, it's a little bit annoying, but such is the importance of these remaining games. The nerves are just getting to the players. As Klads breaks through, pounces on an error by the Hoffenheim defence, but unfortunately his shot is straight at the goalkeeper. But a beautiful ball spread out to that right-hand side with Stefan. He goes for the back post for Sharok, and unfortunately Sharok looked to have handballed that ball on that occasion, which was a great shame as he went up for the header. You have to use your arms for leverage, but you don't have to use your arms to handle the ball. But Lezz feeds the ball back into Sharok, and unfortunately he puts a little bit too much on the pass, and you can see it is literally down to the pure pressure of the occasion that the boys are just not performing at their highest level at this moment in time, as we have another opportunity with Sonny, fires the shot straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, but the ball in the 40th minute spread out to Jung. Jung looking to break forward, it opens up for him, he pings a shot, but it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper yet again. Hoffenheim really didn't offer too much. They came with a game plan of just sitting back and trying to make it themselves very difficult to break down, and come the 45th minute at half time with a scoreline of 0-0, they had done exactly that. They had made it so difficult to break them down. They were very good on defending crosses, and anything else that we were left was just literally scrappy long shots that were straight down the keeper's throat, or we tried through balls that were just overcooked and unfortunately just weren't at the races. But Sharok stepping inside, feeding that ball into Film. Jonas Film has been so important in that role. He just sits there and does a great job. Passed it into Jung. Jung looks to play in Lezz. Lezz gets the cross. Unfortunately, it doesn't. We don't connect with it. It comes to the back post, and I've got to say, I'm still shocked how Stefan Sharok actually missed that opportunity. He had all the time in the world just to cut inside, give himself a better angle and take the shot, and he doesn't on that occasion, which was really, really frustrating. And again, I put it down to the pressure of the situation. But a beautiful corner fired in. Unfortunately, we don't get on the end of it, but the ball comes out to Schwegs. Schwegs looks to break back in the box. We get a lucky deflection. It comes to Stefan. Stefan fires the shot, and if you don't shoot, you don't score. We get an absolutely sensational deflection. I mean, a little bit of luck there, but you have to make your own luck. The defender went to slide in to clear the ball, unfortunately just spun up off his ankle and into the net. But if you don't shoot, you don't score. And to be fair, I think we would have scored. But then again, the keeper was going the right way, so perhaps we wouldn't have scored. But it was a big goal at a big time. We were throwing a kitchen sink at them. We were trying so hard. I believe we were trying too hard. I think that was the problem. We were over trying. You know, we were always looking for the crosses. When we couldn't get the crosses in, we were cutting inside and just pinging shots from a pointless range. So it was a little bit frustrating. But Hoffenheim came with that game plan. And to be fair, for most of the game, they've done a really fantastic job. But a beautiful ball into Zaha. Zaha. Why do I keep saying Zaha? His name is Zaha. Unfortunately, he couldn't get onto the header regardless of his goddamn name and didn't score, unfortunately. But Annunaki's brother there playing a beautiful ball through, and Trappy coming up with probably the save of the season. You know what, there's been certain games I've said that is the biggest point we could probably have got. That's going to be an important point come the end of the season. Like the game against Munich, that 1-1 draw, the 90th minute equaliser from Zaza. But what about that save? That save, literally at this stage of the season, could have just saved our entire season. That is how important Trappy is to me. That is how magnificent Trappy is, and you saw Zaza picking up a bit of a yellow card there, bit of an impetuous challenge, shall we say. He went in a little bit overzealous on the player, but you know, that such is the competitiveness, such is the eagerness of the boys to dig out a result, and thankfully we do dig out that result. That was a tough game. That was a tough game. We really did unshackle ourselves and have a good crack at Hoffenheim, but they were just so hard to break down. They parked that sausage firmly in front of their goal. It was really, really difficult. And as you can see, we have got to make a few changes because a few of the boys are absolutely shattered. We're going to be bringing back in, of course, our star man, which is Jimenez. Hakan's going to be coming back into that cam role. Elanusi's going to be staying on. Sharok, there's a little bit of a question if he's going to be playing. You know, the abundance of talent I have is just sensational. That's the side we're going to be rolling with. I feel it's a solid side. That is how the league table actually looks right now. And as I say, is it down to us? You know, with 2 games remaining, you've got Bayer Leverkusen on 53, you've got Borussia Mönchengladbach on 52, and you've got ourselves on 51 points. Can we still do it, or is our destiny in someone else's hands?
I used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I